Good morning. We are live this morning on This Week in Adoption. Here I am. Good morning. I hope that everybody has had a great week. I have not even met with my team in like 2 weeks because so much is going on. I was at the Quad A conference, the American Adoption Attorneys Conference, and it was wonderful. And I have to say, and shout out to Quad A, they make it a point during the conference, after the conference, before the conference, to have people reach out to the sponsors and thank them. What a good business lesson. It just makes me feel good and makes me want to come back again. So whether they mean it or not, it works. Thank people. And that goes for you in the world of adoption. If you are on the adoption roadmap journey, trying to adopt, always take the time to thank people along the way. It goes such a long way. We in the adoption world, and I'm not tooting my own horn, maybe, I don't know. We work 24/7. I mean, there are agencies where there's one or two people doing the work of everybody, which, by the way, is one reason they love to work with consultants. But it doesn't stop. So yesterday, just for instance, you never know when a baby's going to be born, number one, and when an agency is going to need a family right away because they got a call from the hospital and the baby's being discharged in like a day and they need a family. Or we work in all different time zones. So when my single mom had paperwork signed and parental termination happened and she became mom after waiting for years, I am taking that call to screech in excitement and celebrate with her. You better believe it. And sometimes that means it's 10 or 11 at night, or I am talking to a potential client and they decide to private message me on Facebook when I'm scrolling at 10:30 at night in bed with one eye open, about to fall asleep. I'm going to respond because I would love to work with that person. And that's, I don't know if everybody's like that. In fact, I know not everybody's like that. Maybe more sane people have better boundaries in place than I do. And that just tends to be the work ethic of my team, at least the consultants. We're there. We respond. We take calls in the evening, and it doesn't stop. So last night, I I got a call from a new agency in email because of my monthly reach outs. This was an agency I had heard about, but I had never worked with. And they had a perfectly healthy baby girl that was born and they needed a family. And they reached out to me. And I presented two families. Now, unfortunately, neither one got chosen. And this was for whatever reason, right? Neither one got chosen, and that's okay. But literally from the barbershop with my son, I took the call. I wrote it all down on their business, on the back of their brochure. And I did it all through my phone. And then I got home and continued working on it. And this morning I took the call at 8:15 or 8:30 with the update. And then that's why I'm later this morning than I usually am, because I was not going to let, I wanted to talk to this agency and develop that relationship. So These are the types of things behind the scenes that people don't know about, and I wanna talk to you a little bit about this conversation because it it totally, reiterated why agencies like to work with consultants. So we talked about 2 different things, one of which I've mentioned in the past, which is oftentimes really small agencies also have relationships with other agencies, which is great. And if you are a small agency, I am going to encourage you not to reach out or to consider, instead of reaching out to another agency for a family, to please reach out to a consultant. Because when you get a family from another agency, that is tacking on another fee for the family. And let me explain why, okay? Oftentimes, that other agency, if they don't have a family, they're gonna reach out to me. I've had this happen multiple times. So now agency A reached out to agency B because they're looking for a specific family. Agency B doesn't have that family on the list, but is not going to tell agency A that. Instead, agency B reaches out to me, an adoption consultant, and I happen to have the right family, as I usually do, because we have a lot of families from a lot of different backgrounds across the country, which is why agencies like to reach out to me and work with me. So now I send a family along to agency B, and my family is paying a fee to agency B to send their profile to agency A, who they've now matched with, and now are paying agency A and B's fees. Whereas if agency A just came directly to me, there would not be an extra $3 or $4,000 or more or less, whatever it is, tacked on to a family's fee when there is absolutely no reason for that to happen. And I'm so glad that this agency I just talked to reiterated this. And many times when you are getting a family, now, not in this case because they ultimately got a family through me, when you get a family from another agency, most likely, not always, there's always exceptions, most likely the family that you are going to get from an agency hasn't been very deeply educated on adoption. Whereas that's what we do because our expertise is on families and educating them and helping them to be the best parents they can be and helping them to match in all the things. So they're going to have a much easier time with a family through a consultant than another agency because agencies tend to focus more on their expectant moms, as they should. I hope this is making some sense to you. I know I just threw in a lot of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, but I think you're smart enough to follow along. So, anyways, big or small, we connect with them all. And um, I love when an agency acknowledges my thought process. Sometimes before I even say it, it makes me feel good. I don't know. Okay, so I mentioned that one of my single moms who has been waiting for years finally became a mom. And that's so exciting to me. As a single mama myself, I have this extra like cheering section within me, cheering for that single mama who just adopted and became a mama, which was her lifetime dream. And I can't lie, I'm going to like keep it real. And I'm also thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, they have no idea the how hard it becomes." And My answer to that was always, I'll never know the difference, right? Because people would say, it's hard enough with two people, let alone one. And I'll say, well, I won't know what it's like with two people. And that's true. I won't. And I don't. And I haven't. And that's unfortunate. And that's my problem. And the baby stage was so easy for me. Age 1 through 4, happiest time of my life. Bigger kids, bigger problems. Our kids, through adoption, tend to have different needs, which is fine. I think the problem becomes how to navigate those needs, right? We don't know. First, we don't know what we're going to need. We don't know what we don't know, which is true for so many things, but especially in adoption. And then you get faced with things that you don't learn about in your life. We don't know where to go when our kid is diagnosed with whatever they're diagnosed with, or has a learning disability, or has ADHD, or has autism, or has whatever, anxiety, depression. And so now we're trying to navigate a system, or maybe they're in a school, as in my case right now, that isn't the right fit for them. And they've been there for the last 4 years, and it's become very evident it's not a good fit for them. And yet the public school in your area, you're not so sure about. It's a little whatever. You're not sure if that's going to be the right fit either. And yet maybe the school that you want to send them to, you don't think you can afford, and whatever. I'm navigating this whole thing right now. And sometimes, we need to pay attention to those things with our kids. And yet it's hard. And when you don't have a partner to do it with, I can feel the emotions welling up in me right now. I could just sit down and just, it's hard. It's hard to navigate. I need a consultant to be a parent, to just like be next to me from now until my child's, hopefully well enough to be out in the world and excel and, do wonderful things in life, which I'm sure he will be. And I'm hoping that all of yours will be too, if you've adopted. And it's not easy. So I celebrate with my single moms. And I also know, and I have this little twinge in me that maybe it'll be easier for them. Akila, do you have something to say? Come here. Come here. Come up. 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 Oh, Akila wants to say something. You can sort of see her and oh, hi. She got a big haircut, and somebody else did too. My son had so much hair. Let me move this. Akila. Hi, Bubba. Hi, little lady. You wanted to say hi? Can you say hi? She loves to give hugs. Loves it. She made a cameo appearance for those of you who couldn't see her. She's such a cute golden doodle. Anyways, so shout out to my single mamas, and you need lots and lots and lots and lots of support. I think I'm going to leave it short and sweet at that. I'm trying to think of, one of the things I have been mentioning lately, we are now taking families who are open to older children, sibling groups, special needs. We get calls from time to time, and more often than we ever have. And I want to make sure that I have families available for any type of situation that presents itself to me. And so for a smaller fee than our normal fee, we are keeping families on our list, sending out those situations to them when they come, in hopes that we might be able to help you with a match that you are open to and with the right match for a child. So if you're interested in learning more, go to our website and sign up for a consult. It's rgadoptionconsulting.com. And you and I will meet over Google Meet. eye to eye, have a nice little conversation, and then you'll decide if it's a good fit for you, and we will decide if you're a good fit for us. All right. Last thing I'm going to leave you with, just one little last thought. So I have a family that's going to meet an expectant mom who they are matched with. And one of the things we always want our families to do when they meet expectant mom for the first time is bring a small gift. Small, like just a little beautiful token of, we appreciate you. You're going through a hard time right now. Here's a small gift. It's a beautiful thing to do. And if they have children, bring a gift for the children too. If they are parenting the child, if they have children but they're not parenting the child, don't. I mean, that might bring up a whole thing that you don't want to bring up. But if they have children that they are parenting, find out what their age is and bring them something small too. Coloring books, crafts, whatever. All right, that's my tip for today. And I will be here next week on the Adoption Roadmap Live, This Week in Adoption. So tune in. I hope to see you then. Bye for now.